title is
yeah. There you go.
and we're live. What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Learning the ins and out of this. It's seems like there's gonna be some things I have to do each time to get it all set up. We're still noobs at this. Okay.
Do you? I think you have the. Oh, maybe I gotta turn some off.
I've made some changes to my camera, so you should see a better zoom on what I'm painting. This week, this stream, it's gonna be. I got some leftover units from my Bone Reapers that I figured I should probably get through, just so they don't get discarded and never painted.
That's yeah. You gotta.
Oh, Jay, you got a little tinny again.
Did I? I thought I. Whoa.
You got the Tin Man on the other line here.
Oh, why am the Tin Man here? Still the Tin Man.
That's better, yeah. So yeah, you know the fate of when you finished an army project, and then there's like the few units you tried out that never made the cut.
They don't seldomly make it. They seldomly make it all the way. They just get lost to Father Time.
And they end up in a box, and they collect dust over time, you know? So I'm trying to save these models from that horrible fate.
Very noble of you.
It's probably got to do a little bit with John, just our buddy John, just like sending us pictures from his quarantine project. He like smashed out like 20 Catacross cavalry, like God knows how quickly.
It was what do you call it? Crushing. To see, I was like, holy crap, he got lost on.
And for those of you who don't know John Ho, he's like probably one of the best painters in Canada, and his speed is actually probably one of the most upsetting things about how he paints.
It's his ability to just sit down and do something for as long as it takes consecutively or whatever. While also being tremendously busy.
While also, yeah, he's got a full-time job. He's got full-time school or part-time school, and then he's also like doing more hobby than you as well on top of that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. There's no like, yeah, but you had free time or something. That's like, no, there's no.
No, you don't have any, there's no sassy comeback to that situation.
Nothing. There's nothing. Just take the L and move on.
It's like if you play pickup basketball and LeBron just shoots a three in front of you. You don't go, well, I'll get you next time, LeBron. You just let him do it. You just realize the league you're in and stay in your lane.
Stay in it.
I'm gonna need you to stay in your lane.
Yes, sir.
So, for those of you guys who were watching this morning, Games Workshop previewed a whole bunch of new models.
Grove.
Woo! And it was supposed to be the big Adepticon preview, but apparently we're getting it over a couple of weeks, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're like, well, obviously, seeing as they don't have anything else going on as a company until May, at least, they're like, we got to spread this out. I don't really blame them, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think my first reaction was, well, the individual things that I saw were all like really awesome. It did feel a little underwhelming after all the hype, but I think that's very understandable given the situation.
Yeah, I kind of like, well, a bunch of stuff was revealed by whatever 2 p.m. UK time or something, and I was like, oh, okay. Well, there's like I thought there was just going to be more stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then there wasn't. I was like, oh, that's okay. So you could, I could. It seems I think they did truly have a lot, like twice as much stuff to show, but they just literally were like, we'll spread it out, give people something else to look forward to, which But everything they did show was fantastic. So I don't know.
I think I was like in my head with the new light elves. I was kind of like, sort of like with Deepkin. I was like, I'm gonna do these guys no matter what kind of thing. It's just a matter of like urgency.
Yeah.
The Bullman definitely put it much higher up for me.
The Yak Attack, or the what are the other names they gave it?
Yak Attack.
Beaver Secrets or whatever.
The Beaver Secrets is definitely yeah. He's just a wow model, very very centerpiece esque.
He kind of, if I looking at its size and stature, I think it looks kind of Tree Lord sized, and kind of it reminds me of the Tree Lord a lot. I don't know why, the way it looks, the base it's on, but yeah, really neat. Not expecting that. That's for sure.
No, and that's honestly, I think you and I probably agree on this. Like, that's one of the greatest parts of Age of Sigmar. It's like you just don't know what's coming ever.
No, that's it. You just, I mean, that's why I've always there's anything wrong with the armies that were kind of the old world armies that were just kind of given a little bit of a facelift, or just like a little bit of like a new book or new rules and added to the list of armies, but they never enticed me as much as the ones that were going to be like completely thought of, like redesigned from scratch, or just reinvent, or just completely like out of left field. Like those are the ones I look forward to the most.
Yeah, we to answer your question about Techless, like I think a lot of people, just after initially seeing the model, don't like love it, but my own personal take on it was I love the originality, and as I see more of the models and the characters and see the theme of the army come to life, I think I like it a lot more.
It's another one of those miniatures that it just, the photograph is just not going to do it. Like, you need to see this thing. First of all, it's on the biggest base, so the model's enormous, and I think Teclis isn't that small himself. Actually, he looks like he's pretty.
Yeah, the model reminds me a lot of Alariel in some ways. Like,
he's got a lot of
yeah.
a lot of Alariel. Yeah, and I know Alariel's basically a 75 mil figure. Like, she's big. So I think Teclis is probably similar in size, and himself anyway. And then the whatever you call it, the Kingdom Death-esque griffin thing he's on looks pretty substantial too. And I think when you see it full 360, you'll be like, you'll just want to keep looking at the model again, because it just looks, I don't know. I remember when good example of this was when Guilliman was released. I remember they showed photos of him. Is it just, a lot of people were like, oh, he doesn't look very good, and then you see him in person, you're like, wow, this is a lot more than I thought to this, like. So
I think you're bang on, and I think if you like painting, or if you're a fan of nice painted models, like, you just have to be excited for what people are going to do with that model. Like, it's probably going to be bananas.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many Alariels I've seen that have just blown my mind.
There's a lot,
including yours. Yeah, it's very nice.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it.
Pretty much won you that friggin' award last year.
Maybe. I don't want to ever paint her again, though. That's
fair.
She's not not an easy model to paint, like, casually. I don't know. It's you have to paint her in assemblies, and it's just like, there's a lot of weird stuff on that model that you wouldn't normally get. Like, you got like smooth beetle shell, and like it's got like trees and moss growing on it, and then it has like trinkets and like stuff. It just doesn't end. And then she's got leaf wings and then other like crazy details. It just, yeah. But definitely when you're done, you're like, this was it was a journey, but you're usually pretty happy with it. I think that's a model you could just kind of, even if you just, I don't think you can paint it badly. I think you just put the colors on it in the
Yeah, I
right
think if you
places.
can see it through to the end, I think you're right. I think
Uh,
it kind of rewards you.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
I think it's one thing GW's gotten really good at, making their kind of models like kind of approachable for everybody. If you just kind of fill in all the things and put like a decent amount of, you know, put a layer or a shade on it, it kind of really looks good. So, what did you think of the new Fire Guys for Warcry?
Um, fantastic.
They kind of,
uh,
I was like, did these guys get all of the love? Because they're just
yeah,
bananas.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I I don't know. They have some like interesting. They don't. I was. I never. It was hard for me to picture what they would look like. I thought for some reason they'd be a little more. A little more. I don't know. I thought they might be like dwarves or something like different like that. But then I'm like. Then again, I'm like. I know every Warcry warband is kind of humans. So
Yeah.
for some reason, I thought they were going to be kind of more.
Like Elemental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the what is it? The huge ripped guy with the flaming halberd or whatever is just.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to do really well when it comes out.
Yeah, probably.
You also get the samurai chainsword guy or whatever. He's pretty
Yes.
badass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. He's all cool.
Yeah. It's nice to see. I think Warcry 2 for me, unlike their other like kind of like specialist games, it's just like AOS. Like it's very unique and flavorful, and kind of every warband that comes out is very imaginative and feels new.
Oh yeah, like I want more. I need more Cipher Lords. Like
Yeah.
I wish they made more of those models for us. Like just to collect.
They just like the whole like model range, all the human warbands. They just like if they expand them, like they're gonna make
Yeah.
great like cultist ranges and slaves to
Yeah.
darkness armies and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm painting this. This is a Warcry model. I'm not. I don't. You know. I don't even know when I'll use it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's like.
Actually, you make you laugh, but I got hammered by a slaves to darkness army that kept summoning these stupid Warcry warbands all over the table.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah.
The Despoilers, I think, is the faction.
I think it's the spoilers. Yeah.
They basically get a free Warcry warband or Marauder unit. Like it just shows up somewhere, and you're just like, God, I can't deal with all these pajama wearing guys.
Don't talk about armies right up Wee's alley. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, you'd be a hipster if you played Slaves to Darkness right now. You should get on the boat there, man, before they get too powerful.
That's
You know,
yeah, that's right.
Ravagers. That's it. Sorry, yeah. You should be a Ravager. I think you'd get hipster points for that.
What was when you were playing that game? What was Sean calling them or whatever? They
Oh,
were
sorry,
like
you went Tinny again. I don't know if you tugged in your cord or something. Oh,
no.
Sean?
Yeah, what was it? He had like a phrase for what was going on or whatever.
Oh, I don't remember, but it was very insulting. I know that. What
Oh
else
wow,
was
we
there?
got
There was I'm trying to think of what else there was. I know it was only today, but man, when you have kids, your memory's just like garbage.
I mean, the lion or whatever. That's like a thing.
Holy cow, is that Alphonse?
I don't know, Fonz, yeah.
He's just coming in with the sass right away, eh? Sorry, what were you saying?
So they had Lionel Johnson or whatever.
Oh, damn.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's 40K Lionel Johnson, or is that
No,
horse
that's
heresy?
Horse Heresy. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, 30K.
Yeah, that would explain the Night Lords in front of him.
He's like, no, not me, no.
No. Yeah, it's cool model. I was maybe we'll see it in 2 weeks. Or I thought we'd see another 40k prime marker or something epic.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one thing that was missing from today. Is I mean, you got Fabulous Spile, but everyone was kind of already expecting that.
Yeah. The previews. He's one of those models that in the previews you're like, yeah, that's him. There's no, or like whatever you call them, the rumor mill or one of the little teasers. You're like, that's obviously this guy. Can't hide it.
He's funny because he's like one of those classic models. I think the old sculpt actually, you got to give it a lot of credit because when they put the new one up, you're like, you can tell it's new, but it still felt old.
It's one of those classic Just Goodwin, perfect models or whatever. He did it perfect the first time. And everything after that is just like a little minor revision or whatever.
They're just basically scaling it up for the times, basically, and
they're just scaling it up. Yeah.
Like you got to give the guy's a legend. Like the stuff he sculpted, wow. Back then, definitely been feeling the nostalgia tug recently on some of these 40k heroes for sure. You're like flashing back to a time when you like held the blister in your hand as a teenager.
Wow.
You're like, Gazgul Thrak at $25. I gotta save up for this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, going to the store as a kid was tough, man. You had like, it took like 3 hours. I had to choose. I only had so much money. Choosing was so difficult.
You were on a time limit and you were on a budget. It was very difficult. Yeah. I guess life is still like that in some way, but
I guess, yeah. It was always like that tough dilemma. Do I buy the thing I need or the cool thing or whatever?
It's always funny too, because like the GW guy would be there trying to talk sense into you, but you're like 12 and you're like, I'm not looking at this logically.
No.
and then if you ever end up working in a store, you realize you turn into that guy and you remember being that kid and you're having the same conversation.
Yeah. You're like, nah, man, you should really buy more troops or whatever. And the guy's like, nah, but I want this cool special character that doesn't work in my army at all, but I gotta have him.
Like your cord popped out again.
I don't know what's going on with it. It doesn't pop out. It's
being finicky.
Too many. It's like too much. Could also be my wife watching Netflix or whatever. It's like, actually, maybe it's something to do with that.
She's murdering your bandwidth.
She's destroying it. Like a Discord here says, it's like I got a terrible ping.
Oh, that's probably what's going on then, yeah. All right, we're just gonna get TJ for a while. You guys can deal with that.
Maybe I'll just reconnect it.
Please stand by. Please stand by. I'm gonna answer a couple of your guys' questions for while we lost Jay.
Here you go.
Whoa, that's quick.
Yeah, you just click 2 buttons or something.
Yeah, Jay's using the small sheet on the big pad. That's why. I actually had the big wet palette going the other night, and I was like, I have no room on my desk to paint.
Yeah. No, I have extra sheets for both palettes, but this is just what I had lying around next to me. I was like, that's fine. Same sheet, different palette,
Yeah, Alex, why would we want people to find our stream? That's not the goal here.
What are you, crazy? Yeah. And then we won't be hipster enough for we anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna lose all our regulars because we're gonna get like too big or whatever,
Too big, too mainstream.
Alphonse, just here for the memes. Are you still playing Dance Dance Revolution with your hands or whatever? This is how you understand generational separation. The man that makes me feel old is Alphonse. He's like literally playing like a music game with his fingers or whatever on his phone. Let me tell you. Oh, jeez. I won't ever tell John, but I think he was right about dry brushing this bone.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
There you go. This way he has 25 to cab done.
That's right, yeah. He made choices with his time.
And then I feel like we're missing another reveal tonight. What was the other?
There was the Lord of the Rings figure.
All right, right.
So you were missing something, but
I mean, it is really nice that they're like making it all like updated plastic, and all the heroes are going to be like. I legitimately can't see any flaws in those new. They look great.
oh yeah, the new sculpts. I got to see some of that tournament we hosted a few weeks back, and some of the new sculpts. The 3 Hunters pack is like super. This guy had them really nicely painted too.
Yeah,
it was like these are really paintable models, like very nicely updated. You know, and I think, I mean, I'm not sure what their plan is, but if they were going to go back and resculpt some of the baseline troops, I would be pretty interested in giving it a try again. Like, I had a lot of fun playing it.
It's a good game.
Don't think people appreciated it at the time as much as it deserved, probably.
No, it always had that kind of weird.
Is there a stigma or something?
I don't know. I think it was just for some reason it was considered like the basic kids game or something.
Right.
At the store, and people kind of were like, "Oh well, you know, grown-ups play Warhammer or something, kids play Lord of the Rings or something." It's like, okay, that's stupid thinking, but
that's pretty stupid. Now we say that about the 40K kids.
That's right.
Play 40K. Grown-ups play with us.
Some 40K player right now is like,
I'm going to do them pretty much like I was doing on the other ones. So, I actually think so it's going to be greens, like the Incubi Darkness track, Sybarite all the way up to gray. But actually on these ones, because the blades are so large, I might actually do, instead of the highlights out to the edges, I might do some like almost like flickering electricity in the middle. That might be cool. Give me a chance to do some freehand, which I never do. Oh, it's Mitch. Hiding as his other account or whatever. Are you that infamous that you can't use your name? He owes too many people money, so he's gotta hide or whatever. Oh, they also showed off the other light elf, with the hammers.
Yeah. Alarith, Alar something hammered. Yeah. Stone hammers.
Stone hammers. I mean, as far as I knew, they were just elves with hammers, so I don't know. Yeah.
I don't like elves with hammers. Yeah,
I don't like that. It feels wrong.
I'll be honest. Look, it was a little weird. But I wasn't like throwing up or anything. It was just kind of like, I think there's gonna be more to show. I think there's still more. Didn't someone, one of our friends, like
Mike found a mage that
he did the like enhance or whatever. He like paused the video or something.
Enhanced. Yeah, he did do that. Mike really likes elves though, so I mean that's probably why he did that.
Yeah. He was like, I need to know what this might be.
That's right. Oh, is that what it was? Okay. We have seen that model then. Okay. So it's the lady with the transparent robe on her face. Okay. That was one of the first models they spoiled, I think, actually.
Someone's paying more attention.
People just forgot. People just forgot. What up, Souza? Yeah, you gotta be bold, you gotta be bold. Look, man, when I got someone else to put there, I'll put someone else there, okay? You won't have to look at my face anymore.
Oh, wow.
Until then, face. So, as I go sorting out this, realizing, this desk obviously I have was not designed to do something like this, so I'm going to have to figure out how to set this up in a way that actually works better without having the lamp in my face.
Yeah, I need to find my other lamp. I need 2 lamps.
2 lamps?
2 lamps.
2 times lamp?
I love lamp.
I love lamp. So what were you going to do at Adepticon, Jay? Let's pretend we were going there.
Let's pretend we were going. So today, I think. Well, we would have arrived yesterday. Yesterday?
It's Saturday.
2 days ago. Holy, sorry. Yeah.
I know. I mean, everyone. I think to some.
No one knows what day of the week it is.
Nobody knows what day of the week it is.
No. Kind of doesn't matter. Yeah, I suppose that's true. Then today would have been my just full day off because I only had 2 things or whatever scheduled. Like I had the team AOS team event. So that was the one that we're gonna have the 4 of us participating, rotating partner.
Yeah.
That would have been Thursday, Friday. So I would just assume that we just won the whole event, and
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And then we'll never know, but we'll just safely assume that we won everything, and I won Best Painted again, and then I would have just been just drinking scotch and walking around with the medal around my neck. That's what
for 2 full days, being obnoxious. Yeah.
2 full days, yeah.
And perhaps I would
have purchased some stuff, as I do.
Yeah.
I usually look for interesting items, even if I don't. Often, actually, a lot of my Adepticon purchases are just like don't go anywhere. They just sit in a box. except for the tableware case I got last year. I used that. But previous years I've bought stuff and just kind of thrown it aside. I just like throwing money at the vendors because a lot of them are tiny companies. They're like Adepticon is like they make a lot of all their money at Adepticon and all their exposures there, and yeah. So what about you?
I was shaping up for 4 days of horrible gaming. Just like I was gonna play 10 games of AOS in 4 days and probably die.
Holy crap! You're like, it's like were you Tom Collier? Or?
I know, right? Our buddy Tom loves playing games, like way more than probably anybody. Yeah, but I don't know. I was kind of leaving the singles. I was not really sure whether I was going to play or not. I was kind of just, I wanted to sign up, so I had a spot, and then depending on how I felt after the team event, I would basically make the call, sort of like what Zimmer did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so the only bad thing about playing the whole time is like the vendor hall is one of the coolest parts about going. So if you don't get to, there's something really cool about walking around and just like looking at everything. Even after going for a couple of years, it's still fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess even like, add the fact that we also, happen to have a hobby store. And,
oh yeah.
We're always looking for new cool things to add to our shop. So I think we've almost pretty much every year found something we liked and gotten in touch with them and ordered.
Oh yeah. common, so some sort of deal or connection is made.
Yeah, so yeah, you know how it is. Adepticon comes, and it goes so quickly, and then you're on to the next Adepticon. So what are you doing for next Adepticon?
Jeez.
Are you gonna do Light Elves probably?
Probably, yeah.
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 Spend all year painting them, basically.
Yeah, that'll, that's like I can basically, pen that in for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the easy button, probably that. But I don't know, I might just do, depends on if I want because I'm going to get hit with the same dilemma again, which is like, I don't want to play 10 games of AOS. So
it's more like, do we want to do really cool team thing, and then just not,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So
you know what, I also will say it is getting increasingly hard to do like a 6-day trip with families,
yeah,
you feel a little guilty towards the end of it, just a little bit, not like a lot.
I mean, I don't I mean, what is it, the first year we went, we did the like the full days or whatever. Well, actually, every year, including, do we leave early that? No, every year we go.
So the first time we did 3.5 days because there was like the Vanguard thing. There was only half of an event then.
Or I did like everything, yeah. And every year I'm just cutting off events, doing less, and more of a less is more. I find it actually more enjoyable because then it's a little bit restful. Because if you book something every day, you're up early every day.
Yes.
I have a larva human. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if it's your only trip, for sure. I don't begrudge anyone that pack their schedule.
Of course not. No.
I just maybe also again having the hobby store. I don't need that much. I'm already exposed to gaming miniatures.
I think it's probably the types of events we're picking too. Like we could probably do more casual stuff in the back half of it, and it wouldn't feel as like intense.
For sure.
But like the thinking is just such a like tiring thing to do every day. Just exhausted.
It's and it's socially exhausting because you're like,
yep.
Hey, it's a new person. Okay, like it's get to know you, whatever, play a game, and then again and again. You're just constantly like, I don't know.
On,
people are so nice.
Like
yeah, you're constantly you're on. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's true. Just be more like Devin and just fire up a protocol, and you could just coast.
I know.
Smile protocol, and then you just like you don't have to say anything,
I think he just turns that one off, to be honest. It uses up precious energy that he could be using for other things.
Oh man. Yeah, Wild West Exodus was a short-lived adventure for us. So it really didn't have anything to do with us. We actually really liked the game. We liked the product, but the reality, and we'll get into this. We'll probably do maybe a couple of episodes on this type of idea, but like just running a hobby store in Canada and its challenges. But one of them is like basically if your distributor doesn't have it, it's not likely to succeed.
Yeah.
And that was Wild West Exodus's problem.
And it did have a distributor, and then the distributor just decided, nah. I guess, and that could be a different bunch of reasons too. It could be like, it's usually something to do with, sales and money up front and dealing with the parent company that makes the game. Sometimes it's hard to deal with other companies. They want, Night Miles is a good example of that. The local distributor just tried to carry their products, but Night Models made life really difficult for them, and they just dropped it because it was just not worth the hassle it brought with it.
It's like little things you don't even think of as a consumer. Like it's like this company changes their barcodes like every year for some reason, and when you're scanning in thousands of QR codes, it's changing those in your system is like time intensive and
Yeah.
so,
It could be other things. Could be other stupid things like how payment is done or
how payment's done, how like how the shipping's done.
yeah.
It's just there's just so many things that it could be.
Do you get responses to your questions on time? Like, what about Arena Rex? Yeah. Arena Rex
is yeah. Go ahead.
oh, they're not even their not issues. They're happy to be just a little boutique company. Actually, they don't maybe they're not big enough, or they don't care about it being in any like main distribution. They're just like plug away as a little company. So I think we did have contact with them, but the margins were very poor for us. So
Yeah, it's just a matter of like after shipping and after their the price they charge and what we'd have to charge our customers. There's kind of like a calculation that you make and there's a level of risk with any product, like but yeah, you have to unfortunately you're dealing with a certain amount of money. You have to make those tough choices when you're in a business. But you can. That's why these shows are cool. You can go and support Arena Rex at the show.
yeah, and sometimes you get to like see a little game, I don't know, grow and change, and maybe this year they would have had like this biggest booth ever that they ever had, and maybe they would have had like kind of like Wild West kind of had a jump like that. I remember like one year they were just like there and they were cool, and then the next year they had like a really poppin' booth with like lots of product and staff, and
it reminded me of the first time we went in Steamforge was like really big.
Holy jeez, yeah. Yeah, Steamforge was killing it the first year. With, how just active they were demoing Guild Ball. They're just like, sometimes they do a really good job, and you're just like, it's infectious. You're just like, you and your friends all buy it. You're like, this is so good.
Yeah.
It's happened with when Coleman was still doing Dark Age. They had that, was it 2 years ago? They had like there was, the way their booth was, like they had hundreds of studio quality painted models up just like in these little plexiglass display cases of other products, and it was like, there is no way you're not walking in here not buying something because it looked too good, too like, and the salesmen were trained really well. They were really good at like showing you what you needed to start, and then they were throwing like free base toppers and crap at you if you spent like $100 or something, which was easy to do. Like, it was like you just left that booth like excited.
You're getting rinsed if you went in there, basically. Like
you got rinsed,
and you felt good. You felt good.
And I
remember it was just like, because we usually go down with a pretty big crew, and guys would go in and they come out with like a couple $100, then they go back again the next day.
Go again, yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. You're like, they got you again, man. They're like, I know.
Chris Dunn and Jordan were like probably put like $1 bajillion into that booth that weekend. I know.
Yeah, I think
Donnie
they bought
Boy was getting got. I just know that he was getting the really big bags. When he was coming out of there.
Well, Chris Dunn likes big things. So.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
This is fine. We just got to give him a taste of his own medicine here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise, though. The booths that have done really well in the past, they're we're demoing their games and being excited about their product. It was sad to see Steamforge games the next year. They just kind of like were running a booth with like no demos, and it was just kind of there's no buzz going on.
It was a shell. Yeah, it was like, how did you go from this to that? And yeah, every year it's a different company, I think. I don't know. That has that thing going on. I think we're missing this year, which is unfortunate. It was going to be the the return of Golden Demon to the States.
Yeah, that was probably the thing I was most excited about seeing.
Yeah.
It's a real shame.
Like it was probably on track to be one of the biggest Golden Demons in history, I think. Anyway, it's just the time between. I don't know how many years would it have been, over a decade or something. I don't know, some crazy amount of time since they last did it in the States.
Yeah, it was either like, I feel like it was like 2011 or 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I think it was Chicago actually was the last one. I think one of my staff members at the time got to go, Jordan.
Oh, cool.
I was happy for him, but also upset that I didn't get to go. Because I had been to a bunch of the ones in the States, and they're always really fun because they're bigger.
Like Games Days.
Having to run, I mean, you've worked at Games Day.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly! It's like, I imagine it's a bit like working at Canada's Wonderland for a day, you know.
I had the unfortunate what is it? So I had the one Games Day or whatever. The second one, I think it was the first one I worked in Canada. When they had it at the exhibition place, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what year, 2007 or 8 or whatever, and I was running a till in the store.
That's probably one of the worst jobs or the best jobs. What do you think?
Well, it would have been fine, but the my scanner did not work.
No way.
Or was like I didn't have one or something. So I was keying in items by their like barcode number, whatever. Like
the barcode?
I got pretty fast at it. Yeah, I was just like hand keying in hundreds of items.
I hope people weren't buying paints that day.
No,
that's good.
But,
that's good.
But like, people spend a lot of money, so it was just like, holy, okay. Yeah, it was. It sucked. I did that for like, full shift or whatever. It was...
Did you ever get to work in the Forge World booth?
No.
Oh man, dude, you run a hobby store. You think you've seen some big sales, like.
Yeah.
Nothing compares to this. Like.
No.
I'll never get that feeling ever again anywhere else. I don't think where customer walks up and you think you've seen, and then they're just like, "I'll take this Titan and I'll take a couple of these, and then what do you got this?" And you're just like,
Titan after
Titan. $1,647, please.
Yeah.
You're just like, good lord, like. Back in the its heyday kind of thing, like when people generally didn't do the mail order thing, so when they went to the cons, they just used to go nuts.
Yeah, this is and I don't know, it's not that bad now, but I guess shipping Forge World back some time ago was kind of a pain. It's really not a problem now, but people at that time, I think there was like extra fees and things and whatever to get your resin from the UK or the US or whatever, and now it's like pretty streamlined. But
yeah, and I think you could order from the Battle Bunker, but the price was a little higher because they did like a different conversion or something. So it was always nice to have the chance to buy it at the convention.
Yeah. I mean, the Adepticon Forge World store is still the same.
That is the one mind-shattering thing. It's just like you just see the line. It's just there all weekend.
The whole weekend. Yeah, it is a 20-minute line or whatever, a 30-minute line for 5 days. Oh, because that's also where you can buy the con exclusive whatever, sometimes there's a model or token set.
That's right. That's right. And then they usually release like some Forge World thing early.
That's right.
And then there's like shirts there and like they have objective markers that are cool. Like it's just they just get you, man. They just get you.
They're like this day only. Praetor and stupid Cataphract armor Mark V. Only get him here.
And then you swear and you buy it. It's just how it goes.
Like fuck yeah. Got me again.
You win again, GW. You always do.
I like to think I'm gonna buy Thunderhawk this year. Not this year. Yeah, you did it, dude.
You win again. Good.
You win again, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I was also looking forward to seeing John compete in the Creature Caster Masters or whatever the hell it is.
Do you think they're just going to set up a direct deposit feature for him so he can just
Oh,
have the money instantly transferred into his bank account? Because
just collect another
it was
1,000
funny though.
US
They
from
did
him.
change the rules closer to the event because I think they realized that having like a separate prize for just 3 guys that won or whatever is probably not going to work out.
Oh,
So
so what is
John,
it
I
now?
think basically they
You compete against
you
everyone,
can
I
compete
guess?
against everyone, yeah, but there's like a separate prize that's like smaller for just the people that have won before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So so that makes me less excited to paint up
I
my
see.
creature caster model now that I have to compete with John every year again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Although I wonder if anyone else will notice that his paint scheme's the same again.
Oh, yeah.
Whoosh.
I mean, I will. Because I told him that
Yeah.
3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, was that last year's model? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's the same colors. He's like, no, oh.
It's always good to get John because like there's just so few things you can get him on. But damn, he sure does use a lot of soft blue. That's for sure.
Yeah. And red and green and yeah. Yeah, and the other thing is year after year, you tend to like every year you meet like another. You kind of just make a new friend or whatever, almost. So
That's probably become my favorite part of Adepticon.
yeah,
Just like you have a great game with somebody,
there's always at least one.
and
Yeah,
then you just like stay in touch with them like over Facebook or something, and then I have a bunch of guys I've played some good AOS games with over the years, and I chat with them throughout the year about armies and just like it's just cool. It just makes the hobby feel closer and more
yeah.
international. And then sometimes a guy hands you a brush and says, "Try this."
Oh, like Byron from Artist
Byron,
Opus.
or yeah, from Artis
Mm,
Opus. Just
yeah.
happened to play him in a game at Adepticon, and now he carries brushes in our store.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, and then whenever we have an issue, we're just like, you can direct message him.
Yeah, I'm like, Byron, you can't ignore me, because we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
It is the highest law of friends. So
Why is my package not here? You gotta give me a better price. I know your website says this, but come on, man. We played a game 2 years ago.
we played a game together. I thought we had something special. Remember when I beat you at that game? Because I had silly Nurgle rules, and we were playing in front of one of the designers, and Byron literally asked him, "How did this pass play testing?"
Oh.
That was when Rodagus's spell was just like the talk of town.
Oh, yeah.
And I was literally I was peeling off, like, by turn 2, I'd be peeling off all of the guy's support heroes.
You're just getting the spell off and then getting maximum value out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, don't search Necron Walker because you'll get another John model.
We will not
result.
be running Sword and Brush Mini in April. I will be changing the date to be announced. The goal will be to run it. Basically, as long as we're allowed to run something like that a couple of months before the convention in September, it'll still happen. If that's not possible, then maybe we'll run something online. We're kind of thinking about stuff like that we could do virtually. But obviously, what makes Sword and Brush special is the in-person experience. Like, it would be rather hard to replicate that online for sure. So yeah, no, unfortunately, with the things that are going on, it cannot happen in April.
Yeah, too soon. It was going to be only a couple weeks from now, right? So
exactly, yeah.
We're still in DEFCON 2 or 1 or whatever. Or 5 or I don't know, whatever it goes, whichever direction it goes, down, up.
I think higher number is worse.
Was it? I think it went the other way.
I think all of my knowledge of that comes from watching The Watchmen.
Oh.
Richard Nixon's third term. We're going to go to DEFCON 3. What do you guys think? Higher is more danger or lower is more danger? I think higher. Oh no, no
Quick,
way.
someone Google it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, lower number.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I think this guy's fake news. Sorry, what were you gonna say before I dropped you?
No, never mind. We'll just leave it. Leave it at that one. I don't even know. Is the miniature still being made, or do we even know?
Which one?
The sword and brush miniature.
Yeah. So we have Ori, who's like a famous European sculptor, does a lot of the fur miniature stuff. Fernando Ruiz miniature stuff. He's sculpting our basically barbarian. He's basically like raiding. It's basically the theme for this year's the end of the end of the world, which is kind of
we picked this.
It's a bit on the nose, but it was chosen last year, so I don't want anyone telling us we brought the apocalypse on. Okay, that's not fair.
That's not fair.
That's not fair. Yeah, so he's going to be a cool barbarian. He's going to be raiding. He's basically raiding the remnants of the Roman Empire. So it's to the Romans, that's the end of the world, right? Like civilization, the height of civilization at that time, basically ending. But we wanted to have a nice broad theme, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with that, right? So, but we're going to get a limited amount cast. Actually, really cool. Scale 75 is going to be casting them for us.
Oh, that's right.
Which is awesome. So there'll be a really high quality resin cast, and they'll be available for sale. Our goal was actually to sell them at Sword and Brush Mini, and we're probably going to have to look at doing something online now at this point. But yeah, we're going to have a limited number, and we'll let everybody know when that happens. And it's going to be just a really cool model to have. It'll be special. Made in or designed in Canada, sculpted in Spain.
That's right.
That's the new thing you say, right?
That's right.
Designed in Canada, sculpted in Spain.
Designed and sold and shipped and packaged.
The concept art was done by our very own Jonathan Ho. Just always extract favors from him, it's like one of my jobs.
Oh, you know him, he was probably just scribbled something down.
So the thing is, like, he's probably going to sketch anyways. I'm like, you might as well be doing some work for me,
You're already sitting there. You got the pencil in your hand.
I put crackle paint on before I painted it because I like that it helps seal in the crackle. And I did much bigger cracks on this particular scheme. This is actually Jay's design. He can take credit for it. It's basically we use the what is it the large grape pumice from.
You can get it from lots of different companies.
It's like a thick paste, basically.
We got the one from the company called Golden Makes. You can buy it at any yard store, and look up to Sayers or Curry's or whatever. And comes in different grits. We have got the thick one because it's good for building volume, and then we put a thinner one, just like the Leo texture jar, and it's just thin, like a fine grit. And then we purposely left some shallow parts or chasms or whatever you want to call them to fill with a Growl Earth or any of the other crackle textures that GW makes. They're all the same, just different colors.
Yeah, and you know, if you're gonna paint it whatever color you want, there's no reason why you can't put it on before you spray prime. It's also easier to do the basing beforehand too. Hummus.
There you go. Yeah, I pretty much switched from whatever sand and glue on basis to texture a couple of years ago, and it's I don't know, in my opinion, it's just by far way easier, faster, looks better, doesn't flake off. You can control how much you want to put on, or if you want to put on a little bit, or make it really crazy. And then you just paint over it. You can just do a wash and dry brush over it afterwards.
Yeah, if you're still stuck on sand, guys, it's time to move to the 21st century. You gotta start using this stuff. It's so good. You save time. It looks more realistic. You can do more with it. It's just a great product.
Went across the street, got some basing on it. Speaking of Morrow, yeah, he's as someone who owns a restaurant, he's taking it on the chin right now.
Yeah, I really feel for the guy. I went over there to see him today and bought some food in solidarity. But you know, my $20 only goes so far. You know, so
Yeah. So,
but yeah, restaurants are kind of stuck in that really odd spot in the economy right now where there's not a lot of stuff other than direct money that's going to help them.
yeah.
He was explaining to me today why the wage subsidy thing isn't even going to help too much. But,
Well, the subsidy only goes so far when the money coming in is zero.
it's zero. That's right. He literally said that. He's like, I'm making zero. I can't afford to pay them the 25%. And there's no business coming in at all. People aren't eating out right now, so it is what it is. If you can afford to support local restaurants you like, local businesses you like, but you know, and social distance, because that's really to make the big difference and let us get back to a normal life at some point. This is your social distancing hotline. Painting toys at home. Jay is working on a Warcry Sphinx, Mindstealer Sphinx, and I'm working on what do we call the lost and forgotten parts of my Bone Reaper army.
That's right.
Yeah.
The parts that don't matter need to be finished.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll never get finished ever.
That's right.
What do you? I mean, those guys you need those guys for that battalion or whatever. So.
Yeah, exactly. So these guys are somewhat relevant, but I think I'm already moving on from that list, to be honest. After the beatdown I took against the Zinch army, I think.
I mean, it might all blow over. Maybe things return to normal. Handbook drops.
Yeah.
Zinch gets a points nerf.
They're 2020 Skaven. They'll be 2020 Skaven.
2020 Skaven, yeah.
Let's just up the cost on everything and.
Skaven needed like quadruple nerf to become normal.
Yeah. Well, even Hipster Wee couldn't play the army after the last wave of nerfs.
That's
or
true.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's true. He was like, I can't do it though. There's just.
Yeah, Ro, you got to go back and watch the beginning of the stream, dude. Then you can see we talked about the preview stuff. We do like it, but you know, we're GW fanboys, so what were the chances we wouldn't?
I wonder when that what do you call it, that new AdMech army or whatever was slated to come out with the winged guys on the plane and
Da Vinci's Force, yeah.
Da Vinci's army.
That was a really cool army. Yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, Dave correctly pointed out that's the next Psychic Awakening, so it should be maybe a month away.
Yeah. I mean, right? Maybe a month, 2 months.
Are they
away.
fighting the Are they the ones fighting the Necrons in that book? Engine War. Sorry, yeah. I thought there was a spider book or something called something with a spider. I don't know. Something with a spider. For 6 months from now, and the world is fine. That's right. New releases are not for now. That's for sure. There'll just be one Saturday where like 3 new armies come out all at once.
Oh my god.
It's called a deferred release schedule.
I mean, Light Elves are just, it's probably going to be like, here's everything. Or week 1 is, book cards, spells, whatever. Here's your $200 of stuff you need before you can buy models or whatever. God help us if they make dice too.
God, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like
and
mountain dice or
dice
something.
On. There's going to be dice.
They should make cow dice.
If they do what they did with Zinch, they're like transparent elemental dice. I'll just give them to me.
Oh yeah, John still hates me because I bought 2 tins or something. I was like, you could have requested it. I don't know. Because they sold out. I was like, I don't know. I got them. I request them for myself. It's not...
Look, don't feel bad for John, okay? don't feel bad for John.
What do you think will happen with the rest of the Elements releases for Lumineth? Oh boy. Hard to say. Like, yeah, is it going to be a multi-year thing? I don't know, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll be like Sisters of Battle, where they just have new stuff coming out for like 6 months or whatever. Yeah, I hope so. They might milk this for a couple of years. They might give us like one or 2 things a year like that. I don't know.
It's really hard to know.
I think we'll get a better idea when you get to actually read the Lumineth book and see what's in it, like from a fluff perspective. That might help, or I don't know. I mean, what do they have shown now? They've shown
you've got archers, spearmen,
cavalry,
hammer dudes,
3 kits, 4 kits, cow, 5 kits, couple of heroes,
stone statue guy, lady with the veil, necklace.
I think they got to have at least one more thing to reveal.
And then you have what's his name?
Eltharion.
Eltharion, yeah.
The Hollow guy. Yeah, that's true.
Eltharion the Hollow.
They're kind of approaching what I would call like the minimum.
They're getting to like I think they're already at where the Bone Reapers are basically.
Yeah, so
they could stop.
They could stop and give us more later or whatever. They tend to brand new AOS properties tend to get like kind of like a half army release, like Caradhrin's. What else? Sylvaneth isn't a big roster. Deepkin is one of the bigger ones, but isn't huge. So this could be all we get for a while. It's hard to say.
Mm-hmm. Completely off topic, man. I was looking at the Daughters of Cain Star collecting today, and might be time. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you can maybe get the what do they got? Warcry Warband coming with a really cool hag model or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Shadespire team or whatever. Beastgrave, sorry. Beastgrave's the new one.
Beastgrave.
Yeah. Beast Spire Vault. that one.
I think the better question is are they going to open another chamber, Stormcast?
I mean, it's getting pretty dire. I think they have to, you know.
Yeah. I gotta say, painting this cat's horns is not enjoyable. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting Tyrion, and it's more from like a practicality standpoint of like, to me it seems like there's already a lot of elf races. I'm like, are they really going to do another two? Because like um, dark elf dude, Malernon or whatever his new name is called.
The half dragon, half elf thing,
Yeah.
or whatever.
He's going to have his own dark elf faction kind of thing, probably.
I think that's the scheme though. With these like little half armies, they can get away with it better. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the.
To be honest, I think it's a cool idea. Like, it means, I mean, from a raw standpoint, like business standpoint, it's pretty brilliant actually.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff takes a long time to release and design and whatever. So if they can get maximum mileage, I think that makes sense. That being said, they have no shortage of stuff to sell us. Like, it is pretty staggering how many properties and things they have out every year.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm not gonna tell people. I'm like, it's okay. You don't have to buy. I mean, I'd like for you to buy it today, but you don't have to. You can wait. You can wait. This army or model will be around. They tend to. At least their brand new stuff tends to stay on the web store for a long time. At least, at the very least. Like if it's a model that's been made in the last 5 to 10 years, it's probably not going away.
Pretty safe, I'd say. Yeah.
Like it's not going away for a while.
Yeah.
And how do I know that? Because they're still selling plastic Source Warriors from like 2002 or whatever.
Holy cow! Yeah.
So.
Yep. There's a model kit that like a resculpt would really go a long way.
I wish, I don't know if, I hope it's a sign of things to come. I want more of this what they did with the Slaves to Darkness, where they were just like, here's a new start collecting with new knights, warriors, and a new hero. I was like, I did not expect that. That was like, why isn't this a normal thing? Like, why aren't they doing this with like Seraphon and all these like armies of stuff that have like some kind of older battle line troops that could use in like an update? I don't know. I thought that was one of the coolest ideas they had.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of the blue, and the models were just breathtaking. Like, just like I couldn't believe how many of those we sold just on the fact that people were like, I just need these because they're so cool. Like every Chaos Warrior and Chaos Knight, like just they felt more characterful, and yeah, that's a good point. It's like you could definitely see them doing that with Source just in a start collecting or something. That would be a good way to do it.
Yeah, and
new plastic slant in there too. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're still being like choosy with their what they like include, what they have time and money for or whatever. I don't know. Logistics, I don't know. Or they're just saving it for like something even further down the line. There could be a plastic slant sitting on someone's desk already.
Like it's not time. It's not time.
It's not time. Yeah.
I'll probably go for maybe 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes.
Yep. I hope everyone is also painting something.
Yeah, give us a shout out if you're working on something. Tell us what you're working on. I'm going to use this Ink You by Darkness, which is one of my favorite colors, to shade the red.
Ooh, assembling blood letters. Nice. Hey, they said that the new cow model can fight bloodthirsters. So
That's pretty awesome.
yeah.
I hope he just like takes no damage.
Yeah, so he has multiple damage, 6 damage attacks, and then also takes nothing in return.
That's right.
Wow.
I'm gonna do what Dave told me when the Necrons came out like 8 years ago. I hope they're broken.
I hope they're. You mean
broken?
And they were.
They were. Yeah, you win. You win.
5th edition Necrons or whatever they were, where they got their full redo.
That was a big release at the time. Really cool release.
And then they also generated the phrase for that style of the curator.
Yeah, you might have to explain that one to people. That was really funny.
Oh, it was just was it 5th or 6th edition 40k? They introduced that idea where it was basically a battalion. If you took X combination of units or whatever, you got like a special rule for all those guys within that battalion, and there was like different ones you could choose or whatever, or I don't know if there's different ones, but basically if you basically took the obviously good stuff or whatever, you got like a really powerful army-wide rule. It's kind of like how 40k does allegiances, or sorry, Age of Sigmar does allegiances and whatnot, and how 40k does their
Battleforge or whatever,
detachments or whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
Battleforge. Yeah, but Necrons did it first, and then that became the phrase used for everything. Yeah, and then it was, there you go, the battle company. Yeah, in Space Marines got, if they took this combination of attack Marines and assault Marines and Devastate, they got 10 free, up to 10 free rhinos.
I think people just started calling all the battalions Decurions or whatever.
Everything was called Decurion, yeah.
Because it was the best.
It was called Demicum. That's what it was called.
Oh, yeah. But free transports. Oh my god.
Actually, one of my favorite things. It's a weird. I don't even know how to describe it, but one of my favorite things in any gaming is the amazing and clever, funny nicknames for armies or characters or magic decks or whatever.
Like the isms almost, the evolves.
Isms. Yeah. I don't know why.
It is funny. That's like a level of comedy to everything. Yeah. You call it like a Slam Captain.
Slam Captain. Yeah.
What does he do? He slams. What do you think he does?
And then everyone instantly knows what it means. Yeah.
You got Slam Captain? Oh, I got Slam Captain. We got a buddy that takes that to the extreme where he just abbreviates everything, even though you don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh my god! Yeah, he'll just put like five acronyms in a row in a sentence, and you're like, oh, what the hell did you just say there?
What's the Bone Reaper one? Ranked discipline points, RDP. He kept saying RD. I think he said RDP like 4,000 times. And I was just like, just call them command points. You're killing me.
Yeah.
You're killing me. How's progress on your model coming, Jay?
Not bad. I managed to get some time the other day to paint the armor bits.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty time consuming. There's a close up there.
Oh, those look great. How'd you do that? Is that like a non-metal gold kind of recipe?
It's non-metal gold, yeah. But
Oof, that's
I
super nice.
I just ripped off the
Wow.
there's a Games Workshop artist or whatever that she painted one. It's the like blue zinch one with the wings or whatever.
Oh, that one's
And,
cool. Yeah.
oh, this is like mega close up too. Anyway, she so I just took that image and magnified it so I could study it closer. And it goes back to that thing we said the other day, how um, copying is good. It's like a good way to learn how to do something. So
What? Just out of curiosity, what colors did you use?
yeah. Well, let me go get them. It's not too bad, but it is a little bit time consuming. So the what is it? Couple that I used. So I had these three scale 75 paints.
Is that Gobi brown?
Gobi,
It's a nice color.
Sahara, and Tenier. This is part of their. You can actually Google scale 75 or scale color non-metal gold or something like that, or they have a video actually using these paints that you can follow. So I had those three, obviously black and white.
Oh yeah.
And I also used some Drucci Violet and Lamian Medium. Kind of do a little bit of wash. Just kind of at the end in the shadows. Dropping my mouth. And did I use anything else? I did. I used a bit of. There was a trying to match the yellow in the picture was a little tough that the artist used. So I also brought in these two colors a little bit. They're a little. They kind of changed the temperature of the yellow a little bit, and yeah, the Tenier is like warmer. The isolate yellow is a little colder, and then this primary yellow I just kind of more saturated that I could kind of work in there. But yeah, that's basically it. I think. Oh, Dave posted. There you go.
I really like that effect though. It's super nice.
Louise, yeah, her model is super nice. It looks better on her model because her model's like finished and is like light sourced and stuff. My model's still pretty dark, but I think I'm getting through the annoying parts there. Once these horns are done, I'll be a lot happier. I can paint the hair and other details and just kind of work on the face, and I don't know. I think it'll be more fun than this part. And his horns are kind of like a blend of browns, and they're probably doing it more harder than I need to. That's how I paint, though.
That's my specialty too. Don't worry.
More steps than you do, yeah, probably.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And longer than I need to.
Yeah.
I just I think as a general, like, I never wanted to do this hobby to like race or rush, you know? Like, I don't enjoy it when I have to paint fast, I guess.
Sure.
So it's kind of just always dictated my speed to a degree.
I would say there was an interesting time years ago when I worked for Game for Workshop that getting stuff done quickly was maybe because it was like before the age of like common like airbrushes being used a lot in wargaming. Like the artists have been using airbrushes on their models forever, but like for like miniature wargaming wasn't wasn't that common. Yeah, I just read Dave's comment. Yeah,
you got us there. Yeah, that was good.
That's good. Yeah. And yeah, so in like the early 2000s, for whatever reason, at least working at the company in Games Workshop with my fellow like staff and whatever, it was like speed was like king. It's like if you could do it like fast and it looked good, it was like wow. So
What do you think was the influence of that?
yeah, I think because like people still painted models, kind of like I don't know, miniature paintings evolved tremendously in the last 15 years. Like I think it went from being people just kind of like learned little bits and bobs on their own, and this is before there was forums and there was the internet, but it wasn't like now where you can watch and consume so many great artists. Like back then, if you wanted to learn from like a master artist, you had to like I don't know them or like move to Europe or something, or maybe your figure club would like shell out a ton of money and fly this guy down and maybe do like a week master class or something. People still do that now, but it wasn't common. And so anyway, it took people a long time to finish stuff, and I think the paints and tools that were available weren't as good either. And so little secrets and ways to like just smash out models with like there's no contrast paint. GW didn't sell shades; they sold inks, and inks are fine, but they're like super saturated. Yeah, it was like a different time. So, and armies were bigger. I think like Warhammer armies had tons of infantry. And 40k armies would easily bring like a whack of Space Marines. You had your orcs and your Tyranids were still huge armies. So yeah, I don't know, for some reason, like the thing to do was to if you could crush out an army. I don't know. It might also be a thing. I did work with Ash, and he was like known. Well, he still is. If anyone follows his channel at all, he's very fast because he's figured out he's just kind of has a scheme that he uses a lot, and he can reproduce, and he knows how to paint just the right amount to get his models on the table. And yeah, and he still paints like he's in that era. Also, I think logistically he has to because of the amount of content he has to make. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been a shift now to like people. I don't know. Some people like to paint fast. I think people want to paint better now, just as a whole, and maybe they're more confident that they can because of the resources available. I know I've definitely evolved and changed to be. I'm maybe because I've also like painted so many armies. There's a lot of been there, done that. So I'm just. It's a problem the other direction. I have a hard time speeding up. Sometimes it's like maybe I should do like, make it look. Don't put as much effort in, but get it done.
Yeah, that's definitely something I always wrestle with for sure.
But I'm like, And then I think to myself, I'm like, I only have to paint this thing once, so I might as well just do it really well. I don't know. Or try something hard or new.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I've had armies that I painted faster, and I guess like at the stage in life, like I don't, because I've painted so many complete armies over the years, and I've gotten rid of ones that I didn't like. I know now that if I don't spend the time, it's not something I'm gonna love enough to keep.
Hmm.
So I kind of try to always, I guess, reach a new standard each time I paint, or at least hold like a high standard every time, so that I like the finished product and I don't want to sell it.
Yeah, selling armies is you'll never get that time back. But
No, exactly.
easier to paint an army to tabletop. No, if I wanted to get tabletop done, I could get it done pretty quickly. It wouldn't be impossible for me. I don't have any need to. I guess I'd have to be commission painting. I think in the age of contrast paint, I think it's easier than ever.
Yeah, I think if I was to do that, my new technique for tabletop would be, it's actually one of our customers who does Marvel models has been doing this, and they look actually fantastic. He's been using contrast paint over a two-tone spray like we do. Yep. And then he just does one highlight on each color.
Yeah.
And it just really looks good.
what else too is I've seen this a lot for some of the season, play a lot of tournaments and have. Actually, Devin's kind of not a bad example of this. He's gotten better as they figure out like little quick tricks and whatever. Whether it's like in the case of Devin with his 40k armies, he likes the candy color thing where he like sprays models metallic like a gunmetal, and then he sprays like this clear shiny candy red or blue or whatever color he chooses at the time. It's usually red. And then he edge highlights everything, and he gets this kind of cool shimmery. It's kind of like car paint on this, whatever it is, or Marines or Eldar or Necrons or whatever.
Yeah, Devin just applies X to Y or whatever. It's not really. It's a function of just like this scheme is easy to do and looks decent.
Because he's done it a few times, he's able to do it. He's done some masking and he's able to kind of make it look a lot better. Or just better every time. Each time he does it a little bit better, and yeah, he's gotten armies done actually. And the other trick I would say, you could have a tabletop army that honestly, like, from closer than 3 feet, like closer than 3 feet looks like garbage, but if it's based really nicely, it will just carry itself. Like, just if you just do a few steps on your basing, so you do like some, I don't know, maybe you use like a roller and do some, like, I don't know, like maybe like tech little factory or you don't know, make the base tell a story basically. Put like some more effort into that. Maybe add like drungle things or different rocks or get base toppers or whatever, and that'll take your army, just make it visually so much more appealing, and you'll probably score higher at events and whatnot. Just basing alone it's a frame for your model, so just a little bit more work in your basing and you'll be happier with the overall look for sure.
Yeah, I think like layers. Like think of your base like your model. If you don't add layers, it's not that interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I don't always pull this off, but people sometimes forget that your base is a good chance to contrast your model as well.
Yeah.
So if you have like a really dark miniature, your base can pop. Like you can have a little bit of brighter base, and then contrast can come in different forms. Like if you have a very cold toned model, you can have a warmer base. Yeah.
So if your model's like a lot of blues,
yeah,
and grays and whites, and it's just like just has like a cold temperature to the colors you've chosen, then you add like a more warmer natural, just kind of brown grass base or whatever. You don't have to go lava, you don't have to go extreme. But if you pair that model with just like a gray sand, it just like, even if it's painted really well, your eyes will just glaze over it because it's just that you're just seeing a lot of the same thing blurred together. And so if you can just pick up maybe an earth tone or something, it'll go a long way to just balancing the model. I guess you can call it that. Balance.
That was pretty breeze right there. Yeah, I think we'll probably wrap it up here.
Yeah.
For the dads out there, it's getting late.
Yeah, I think
probably gonna set a schedule. We'll probably figure something out. We'll probably keep some shows like a little bit like more last minute, just with the nature of our schedules.
Yeah, it means you have to refresh our Facebook page every 5 minutes, and then you never know, we'll be on. But yeah, we'll see. We'll announce. I think there's definitely. Oh, there goes my video just in time. Yeah. It'll probably be. I think we'll pick a standard day where maybe we'll try and get it the same day every week, and then whatever else is bonus, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe for notifications. Thanks, Dave. And you'll know when we're going live, so you can catch us even if we do an unscheduled video. And another big thing that can help us out is share on your Facebook, Instagram, whatever. That we're doing this with your buddies or your hobby groups. That help us out a lot. Everybody, take care. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.
Good night.